G'day everyone, welcome to the Black and Yellow podcast. Sorry Calvin, sorry for that stitch up last week, bro. How you going?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's yeah, I'll try to keep my head away from the screen. I don't know whether that was me or whether that was you, but yeah, fucking made my head look a bit bigger than it normally is, as much as everyone cops me for it.
Do you know what, bro? Hey, I'll give you a compliment right here, right now. I don't think you got a big head, mate. I've just fed off everyone else's stick that they give you.
I mean, I'll take it, but yeah, it is what it is.
Nah, that was fully. It wasn't my fault. It was a bit of like an AI edit, and it just kind of seemed to just suck straight into that melon of yours. Hey, but it's gorgeous. We love it.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah. How you been, mate? How's the weekend? A big one for you?
Yeah, it was a great weekend day. I think Saturday was more so. Actually, it was good weekend. Actually, it was a bit of football, so I hadn't seen Smitty in a wee while. So I actually obviously you'd know Ethan. Caught up with Ethan. Actually, message Ethan. You know what are we doing? Went out with Ethan, picked Smitty up from Wellington. We went and grabbed a few things and sorted stuff out for the game on Sunday. And then we went back out to Fraser. And we had a bit of food. Went to watch the reserves. They started off all right. But unfortunately, sort of Miramar ended up coming back over the top of them, which I guess just a few of those Miramar players showed their experience essentially. And the Phoenix, the former Phoenix player curse struck even in National League. So Louis Fenton scored. For those of you who know, Louis Fenton obviously used to play for the club and plays for Miramar now. So he, bagged one against the reserves on the weekend. But that was actually a very good game, very entertaining, and there was some pretty decent goals in that game as well. So no, it was good. It was my Saturday. Obviously, everybody knows about Sunday. We touched on the game and further in due course, but had a few drinks, had a feed, went up to Foster, caught up with everybody, and it was fucking good fun. So and decent weather as well, which is always good.
Fuck, it looked. Yeah, I think you deserved decent weather after the weather you had last week. Fuck, there's that video, with that lady getting blown into the road, man. That's just crazy.
That's nuts, man. I saw that and then I didn't realize. I was like, luckily the car stopped because I think it might have been a taxi or something. I was like, that's crazy, man. Like you could see the lady trying to like hold herself back and it's just nuts. But like, I've never had it that bad personally, but like I know what it is. I know what it's like when you got the wind sort of can almost hold you upright. Like you almost could lean into it if it gets really bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's just another day in Wellington, unfortunately for us.
Yeah, and it kind of, the wind kind of travelled through onto that Sunday. Well, I don't know. It looked windy from where I was watching.
It was, yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I guess it was. I mean, for us, it's typical wind what it was on the day of the game, but it was, yeah, it was still pretty windy. Like, for people who aren't used to it, you'd say it's pretty windy. Excuse me.
Nice. Well, I actually just before I actually managed to, which I'll show the interview shortly. I managed to talk to Xuan Loke, so he I was talking to the club and they allowed me to have an interview with him, and they said, "Oh, please don't let Calvin talk to him." So unfortunately, it was just me that got to speak to him. They're like, "Oh, we don't want that negative bloody fake fan, eh?"
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. They wouldn't want a fake supporter like myself jumping on and chatting to a player, so couldn't have that, could we?
Yeah. Hey, so I mean, I live all the way up here in Auckland. Where's Miramar?
Good question. Actually, probably the easiest way to explain it. How would I explain this? So you've got the airport. You come out the airport.
Okay.
So the petrol station, the gas station to pick you up from when you came down for a game for the Wrexham game actually. So you've got that there. Then you sort of go around. How do I explain it? Do you know where Weta Workshop is? Have you been to Weta Workshop before?
Nah. So just that area anyway.
So you come out of the airport, and then you go straight, and then you've got like the Windy Wellington sign, and then you go round, and in there, that's pretty much where Miramar is. That's
nice.
Like,
So
it's not far from the
Wellington
airport.
base, pretty much. I wasn't sure where it was. So
Yeah, no, it's out the back, up the back of Wellington, sort of thing.
yeah. But I managed to get away this week. It was a bit of a working holiday, way up north in Doubtless Bay, just before Kaitaia. So where I live, it's about 4-hour drive up north. Got a family batch up there that needs a bit of work done to it. Yeah, my uncle's trying to sell it, so I just need to get a few things done on it. So managed to dart away and get a few days work up there, but also managed to squeeze in a little bit of fishing. Watch the Knicks. This is my third Knicks game up there, and the previous two. One was that horrible game against Melbourne City where we basically had no possession and only had one shot on goal. And the other one was, I don't know, remember what it was, but it was another loss. So I was kind of hoping third time lucky, which we did.
Which
The
is
boys got
you
it
broke the
done.
curse finally.
Yeah, lifted the batch curse, but obviously talk about the game shortly. But my uncle, who is a rugby man through and through, mate, he's 80 years old. You know, he's a hard like rugby fella. Like he don't watch football at all, and
Yeah,
he kind of, you could see he was a casual. You know, as soon as Brisbane scored, he just went outside and did his own thing, and then
yeah, yeah.
when we scored, he's like, oh, this is getting exciting. So he came in, and that last goal, he was up cheering. So I think we might have another Phoenix fan in the ranks there, eh?
Hopefully, you gotta take them whilst we can get them, right?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, that was my weekend, mate. Just chilling up, well, working and chilling up north. So managed to eat lots of seafood as well, plenty of oysters, fresh fish, mussel fritters. Uncle definitely looked after me. So shout out to my uncle Gary. So
How good, how good. Just on the topic, you probably wouldn't have any idea actually. On the topic of curses, um, this is for you, Thurston. We want you to come over when the Vuck play the Knicks in Wellington, and we want you to continue the curse so the Phoenix can get a win. All right, make sure you come over here. I'm pretty sure you got your flights booked, but get your ass over to Welling. We want to get the win.
it's not Jonathan Thurston, is it?
Nah, nah, nah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's been to a few games. I don't know what his. I think he had a curse. I don't know what length of time it was, but the last time the Victory Boys came over, so I think Sam had never seen Melbourne win away from home, and then they ended up finally winning. And then he went to Newcastle the other week, and obviously, yeah, no, they didn't win. They lost 5-2. So hopefully if Sam comes over, we beat the Victory Boys. But you never know what can happen. It is what it is.
That's shaping up to be a big weekend too. That is Waitangi Day, so on the 6th.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm actually looking at coming down for that one. I think I thought the women were playing in Wellington, but they're away, aren't they?
Yeah, would have been. Yeah, to be honest, I don't actually know. I haven't really looked too much into it. I was looking at sorting some other things with the season, but um, it'd be. To be honest, I honestly don't actually know. I haven't actually properly had a look at it, but um, it'd be interesting. I think it'll be good to have all the Victory Boys over, and obviously, if yourself can get down, it's always a good laugh. Get as many people together and sort of take the piss for a weekend. It's a good bit of fun.
Oh, I definitely had FOMO from the weekend just gone. That looked like a blast, and those are the sort of games I like. Like I did all three derbies last year. Went down for that first one, and to be honest, I really just want to go to a game like that Brisbane game where the crowd is, obviously not as big as those derby games, and you're trying to, I don't know, you're around, I don't know. I feel as though the vibe's a bit better, where it's not so intense.
I kind of get what you mean. I think without being, and it's not like you're trying to shade on any of the other supporters, but I think a lot of those big games, like your derby games, you're typically going to get your more sort of casual fans, who wouldn't necessarily come along to, your regular season, your general games. Whereas, like us boys and that who sort of, we've got our season ticket and we go every week and that sort of thing. We don't care regardless of the game. You get more sort of, I guess, your mainstay fan base. So I sort of understand what you're saying. Whereas you go to those derbies, it's just there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It's more. Not, I don't want to say it's more than just a game, but it kind of is really. It beats that cliche when it's a derby game, and you almost can't just enjoy it for just what it is, being like a normal regular season game. So I get what you mean. But in saying that, like it's always nice to have a bit of atmosphere and vibe there. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Hard out. All right. And as though you're the new co-host of the Black and Yellow podcast, I think the fans need to get to know you. I mean, obviously a lot of them do know you. I've got some,
Unfortunately for them, yeah.
yeah, fake fan, number one fake fan.
Number one fake fan. Well, number one equal with Smitty, but anyway.
Yeah. Let's ask some questions for you. So these are some real random questions. They have nothing to do with anything really.
And just so the listeners know, I have no idea what these questions are as well, so I'm getting these off the top of my head.
Yeah. Um, if you were a sandwich, what sandwich would you be?
If I was a sandwich, what sandwich would I be? Uh, you know what, Patty? Because I know you think an egg sandwich. Nope, I'd be a ham and egg sandwich. You got to add that extra layer in there. Ham and egg sandwich.
Is that gourmet? Is that gourmet? That's a real
It's just
treat.
it's just something different, you know. An egg sandwich is nice, especially from night and day. But ham and egg is just that extra element. It's not just egg and bread. It's egg, ham, and bread. You know, it's just that little extra spice.
Yeah, nice. If someone made a movie about your life, what would it be called and who's playing you?
Oh shit, that's actually a bloody good question. You probably just thought of that as a bit of a joke, but that's actually a very good question. Um, I reckon if my life was a movie, God, I can't actually think. Um. I'm gonna say something funny here. I'm gonna say I'd be the Jackass movie and I'd be Steve-O. There you go.
Here's Steve O will play you. What about Wee Man?
Like you got me there. You've actually done me there. I walked into that.
Well, you're probably, bro, honestly, you're probably taller than me, so
It's not hard though, is it, Patrick?
nah, bro. Nothing to be ashamed of, bro. Um, what is your most useless talent?
My most useless talent. Um, shit. I'm gonna say useless because it doesn't really get you anywhere. I just say my general sports knowledge. It's not really gonna get you anywhere, is it?
It does when you go to like a trivia night.
Problem is I don't go to trivia nights. I don't know why. I just don't. Hey, I'm just too lazy. Where I get home from work and then too much admin, bro. Like I don't want to get home and then go back out again. I'd rather do that on the weekend.
Yeah.
That's just me being lazy.
I think the Featherstone tonight actually have a quiz night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Shout out to Sam Parkins. I think he attends those. Yeah, no, I love a good trivia night. But one thing I do love more is a good karaoke night. And that leads to my next question. What's your karaoke song?
Oh, my karaoke song. I would say, and this is one for Smitty. I'd say "Heaven Is a Place on Earth," and I'll leave it at that. And those of you who know will know. I think it's by Belinda Carlisle or Carlisle, however you pronounce the surname. I think so. If I'm not wrong. I probably butchered that, but yeah, heaven is a place on earth, and if you know, you know.
And I'll wrap it up now. Last question. If you're a Wellington Phoenix player, what would your FIFA rating be?
I would say I would be one of those players on career mode that has no face and is like minimum rating.
Oh, bro, don't be so hard on yourself. Were you a football player or...
No, I played rugby most of my life growing up as a kid, and then loved football, but just couldn't be bothered playing it. And then I think I played football maybe social grade college, and then for a bit of fun, sort of back end. But yeah, I don't know. The thing is, bro, I find with a lot of footy down here specifically as well, um, it cuts into a lot of like not Phoenix, but it's always on the day of the Phoenix. So a lot of the boys will have like a midday game at 12 o'clock. and then
Yeah.
the men are playing at the stadium at 5, and it's like you finish at 3 o'clock, then you got to rush home, get changed, get everything sorted, and it's too much, bro. And like I'd rather I know it's good to get out there and play a bit of footy, but it takes up a bit too much of your weekend. I got other things I'd rather do. Like, I go watch the club rugby and that's sort of what I do on my weekends outside of the footy.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what it's it is now, isn't it? Like rugby, football. If you're committed to a team, that's your weekend done, pretty much.
That's
I,
pretty much it, and there's
yeah,
not really much time to make space for, unfortunately, which is a bit of a bugger because I would like to play a bit of footy, but it's just how it is. Everything gets pretty busy.
yeah. I mean, when I was playing Premier Rugby, Tuesdays and Thursdays from I'm going to say from 6 o'clock to 8:30, 9 o'clock at night was trainings on Tuesdays and Thursdays,
Yeah.
and then um, Saturdays if we had an away game, you're on the bus at 9:30 in the morning and back home at 8, 9 o'clock at night, kind of thing. And the same with the home games, you had a little bit of time. You had to watch your B side play, so you had to be there kind of midday-ish or whatever. But then, you had at least the beers after the game and whatnot as well, and socialising and stuff. And then that pretty much writes off your Sunday too.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like it takes a lot of your weekend, and I think it's completely different to football, but um, that's why I guess club level and that sort of amateur level really is means so much to a lot of people because you're giving it up really just for the love of the game. You're not actually getting paid for it. So a lot of these
Yeah,
boys put in a lot of graft, excuse me, and it's purely just for the love of the game. They're not getting paid out of it. They go work their jobs, their 9 to 5s, and then they go to training, they train. Then on the weekends, they get up in the morning, sacrifice time away from their kids and everything, and then they go do the hard yards and all really just for the fact that they love their clubs and that sort of thing. So yeah, and that's the same with any sort of semi-professional. I think it's a bit different football comparative because you've got your national league and that now, so that's obviously going to form into your pro league and that sort of thing. But yeah,
yeah. Just before we get into next chat, I thought of something today. I was talking to my workmates, and I'm a few years older than some of my workmates, not by much, but and I was also brought up in this semi sort of rougher area than my workmates. But do you know do you know what a Jack Nuhi is?
a what?
A
A
Jack
Jack Nui,
a Jack Nuhi.
a Jack Nuhi. I wouldn't have a clue. I feel like it might be like a Jack Nuhi might be like an action or something. I don't know. It might be an action or like saying something or doing something like how
Kind
you've got
kind
like
of. Kind of. So if I said to you, or even if I take out the word Jack and I say, come have a Nuhi at this.
would that mean like a cheeky look or like a like
Yeah.
a, a boy look or something?
Yeah. Yeah. So we used to say it heaps as kids. It was normal. Or even say, come have a Jack. Come have a Jack at this. Or Jack, come over Jack Nuhi. It also means if I called you a Jack Nuhi, it means you're a nosy bugger. I don't. It was weird because no one had ever. That was normal to me.
That's when you know you're an old prick, eh, Paddy? Like
Or I was just brought up in like a sort of a rough area.
a Jack Nohi, what the I've
So
never heard of that
next time
before.
you say someone to come have a look at something, say come have a Nuhi at this.
If I said to somebody, come have a Jack Nohi at this, they'd be so confused. They'd be like a possum in the headlights, like, what are you talking about? Plus, there's probably tradie slang as well. Is that like a tradie term
Nah,
or is
bro.
it
I was a
no?
kid. I
Really?
was primary school, man. This primary school shit.
I've never heard that ever. Yeah, I've never heard that.
It doesn't even mean anything. Maybe it was just some fucking. There you go.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised I've never heard of that.
All right, let's get on to the game. Pre-match, how was the pre-match? We'll just get to the pre-match first, eh? The march and
Yeah, well, we didn't actually do a march. So, um, we obviously a few of us boys met up at the flat. We one of the boys, a couple of the boys sober drove us, and I should say. So those of us who were drinking, we jumped in the car. Some of the boys drove us in, which was awesome. Saved us getting public transport and that. Because I think it might have been bus replacements. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it was good. I just got to the Featherston. I think a few of the boys were having some drinks, and then we kind of shot off because we got there fairly late. And then we walked over to the ground. We got into the stadium. Then chilled out, caught up with a few people because obviously first game back in the season, hadn't seen a lot of the I guess your mainstays for a while.
Yeah.
You got your sort of core group that you hang out with outside of the footy. But you're sort of your mainstay. So like, had a quick catch up with Steve and some of the boys I hadn't seen in a while, and it's just good to sort of see everybody again. It's like everyone's sort of one big family, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Catching up again. So, oh, sup, man? Like, haven't seen you. You haven't seen some of these guys in like months. So, and you kind of get like the real connection piece back, which is bloody cool. So, no, it was good. The weather was pretty decent, hey, and I think sort of chill out and then cracked into the game. But obviously we can go into that whenever you sort of want to. But no, it was good. It was a great day beforehand as well. I think the weather really played a part, which was cool.
Yeah, nice. And just yeah, to the game, obviously 2-1 victory over Brisbane. I mean, it was an expected result, kind of, just based on maybe Brisbane's previous last year's performance. But I felt as though that, after last week, they looked like they're kind of stepping things up, with their new coach. You guys made a few bold calls last week on the podcast. I think I stayed out of the conversation there with the predictions, but to get the win, especially after we conceded first, and we also conceded just before halftime in a game where I felt as though we started slow, we absorbed the pressure, and then we built into the game nicely. And I felt as though we had the momentum in the game. And then to concede another goal, this is our third goal, and they all kind of sort of seem pretty much the same.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like in terms of the goal, um, I mean, not that you're going to throw blame on anybody, right? But I think people were sort of like, oh, Oloyemi, but I think that wasn't Josh's fault at all. And it is what it is, right? It's that whole you're playing a new system. I think in terms of how that sort of panned out, obviously Mandrika was in front of his man. He's pretty robust as well, and he's got a decent build to him. He's quite physical, but I think he's got to be way stronger there. Like if you're in between the man and the ball, and you're there first, there's no way you should be allowing your man to get around you
Yeah,
and get to the ball, which is ultimately what happened. And then that's what got Josh called out. I think ultimately, if Mandrika gets the ball, sort of, and then he can almost shield it out to Josh, or he can actually just then protect the ball and just fucking lump it out. But it is what it is. It's all part of the new system and that whole sort of communication and I guess that adapting to the play style is going to take a while. But I think, yeah, if anything, I think it was just um, a little bit of, I guess, I don't want to say lack of awareness because Mandrika knew he was there. Like you could tell he knew he was there, but I think he just needs to be a bit stronger in that scenario. But I definitely don't think that's Josh's fault. No, but all part of it.
yeah. And then we go into the break 1-0 down, where I felt as though we were still in it. And second half came along, and that was kind of when, well, I'm not going to say that's when everything kind of really started kicking off again. It was kind of as soon as we made the subs for Luke Brooks-Smith and Corbin Piper, as I felt as though that's when we really started kicking into gear. And also Army Ento really kicked into gear then as well.
Yeah, I think one thing I noticed because it's probably kind of hard. I think watching it on TV, like you'd probably notice as well, or more so watching it on TV, you take away a bit more than at the game. I think when you're at the game, you're a bit more into it, sort of atmosphere and
Yeah.
juiced and that sort of thing, and you kind of just you don't get as great of a perspective, especially from where the fever is. You're sort of in that corner in a certain way. Excuse me. And I think looking at it on sort of the highlights, and I think Luke made a great impact generally anyway. I think he sort of, brought that sort I guess, youthful exuberance. Like he's young, he's quick,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of energy, and he's sort of puts defenders in a position where they have to sort of watch over their shoulder a bit more. Um, I think the other thing that made a big difference as well, was obviously, Piper coming on. I think it's just that extra body and that extra sort of, and I think the one thing with Corbin is his work rate. Like he's just his work rate is just just non-stop. He's got a motor, and and those sort of dying minutes ultimately helped us sort of get that result in the end. I think having that sort of extra work rate and that side of things helped. So no, it was good. I think Armiento was I don't think he had the greatest game outside of
Yeah,
I guess outside of his finish, but I think that's all you can ask for. If you're going to put the ball on the back of the net 2 weeks in a row, there's nothing you can really complain about. Like that's what he's there for the most part. And I'm not going to complain about him. Bagging us a 96-minute winner. I'm not going to complain at all by any stretch. So
nice. There was a lot of talk last year about Piper and his sort of skill set when it comes to, just all around football skills. He's obviously got the heart and he's got the work rate and all that sort of stuff. He seemed pretty raw, but there was a bit of skill involved with setting up that Nagasawa goal.
yeah, I think it's a tricky one. I think, and with all due respect as well, like with anybody, I think there's more technically gifted players on the team. And players know that. Like that's just how it is. Not everybody's, that's prime example, right? Your centre half's not going to go stick one top corner every week like a striker is in training. It's just the nature of your position. But um, I think, yeah, it was quite a good assist I think for Kazuki's goal. I think he almost volleyed it into the ground from what I can remember seeing, and then obviously Kazuki got on it, which was good. I think what I really liked about is the fact that we had somebody making a run through the middle.
Oh,
And
definitely, man.
sort
We
of,
missed that last year.
and it's just having somebody in that position, like you want somebody to be covering there, which is the key thing about that. And I think something different. I think for me, the turning moment, and I had a chat to some of the other boys as well, was that effort where I think he had it on his, I can't remember which foot he brought it over on. The ball came up, he brought it over onto his left foot, and then he had that shot where he struck it at the keeper, and I think that was sort
Yeah,
of, and it went out for a corner. I feel like that's where the game changed.
yeah.
Eze got onto that ball and had
Cause
that effort on goal, and that's where everything.
is it like Sunday morning? Yeah, he some people were saying that he was pretty lucky to still be on the field.
Oh, I'm. I don't know how he wasn't sent off.
Oh,
Like,
right,
and
okay,
to be honest, I have got no idea how he wasn't sent off.
okay.
Like,
Yeah,
and I was saying to a
I
few
don't,
people,
I don't personally, I don't know uh the sort of rules around that sort of stuff, but
uh, I mean, looking at it initially, I think something happened. He maybe got
yeah, he got
sort
taken
of
out and then he got taken out
taken
again.
out, and then he basically got up, took exception to it, went to go like this, I think, and then whatever, the guy shrugged him off, and then he went up, and from what I could see, he went like this. And it's like, as soon as you lash out or strike out at somebody, I have no, I mean, it was deemed a yellow, right? So it was
Yeah,
obviously bad enough. I have no idea how it wasn't a red.
yeah,
Like, I was watching that, and I'm sitting there thinking, he's gone. Like, there's no way he stays on the field. And if I was a Brisbane supporter, um, I'd be fucked off. Like if the show was on the other foot, I'd be fucked off. Like
yeah,
I'm not even
definitely.
going to deny it. Like in regards of who you're playing, I think that's a red card every day of the week. I'm not going to say I won't take it because I will, but I don't. I think yeah, it is what it is. And we're lucky we got away with it. But I guess it's almost the better way you can learn a lesson is you've walked a tightrope. Now don't do it again.
Nice. I'm going to have for Nagasawa's goal. Because I was up north and I forgot my bottle of Fireball as well. So cheers to Nagasawa. Cheers to Corbin Piper for the assist.
I'm on the waters, boys, so I'll just have some water.
I don't blame you, mate. It's Tuesday night. This is my only socializing besides the Phoenix games. And then yeah, so there was a moment there probably before after regular time. It kind of looked like I think Brisbane were a little bit more on attack. Almost looked like we were playing for a bit of a draw at one point. I think Kelly Hill just kicked it out, and maybe it just looked like we just kind of like happy with the draw. It's just let's just play it safe. But then, we get the ball down the other field, and then the belief started again. It's great to see the fight with these guys. The belief is back in the team, and to get that 96-minute game winner with Carlo.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, and that's what a lot of takeaway is that I know, and you don't want to bag the team from last season, excuse me, all the performances or anything, but I think last season we wouldn't have had this. I think that's the big difference is everyone's accepting of a loss. Not everybody, but most people will accept a loss if the effort's there and you try and you fight and you fight for the end or the final whistle. When you give up and when you're not putting on in 100%, that's where people get very sort of um disappointed and frustrated with a loss. But if you
Yeah.
wholeheartedly go out there and put on a full shift for 90 minutes and it just doesn't go your way, or you've done everything you can and it doesn't fall how you want it to, you can at least hold your hand up and say, hey mate, we've put in a solid shift. But I think that's what we've shown account in the first two games of this season. 2-0 down to come back and go 2-all. And that game on Sunday was a prime example. Like decent back into the first half, we started coming back into it. We boys were walking in towards halftime, and I thought, "Fuck, man, like we're 1-0. We've got to be beating Brisbane if we want to do something this season, respectfully." But I was like, we've actually, like, I feel like we've got, a chance. Like, we're not out of this at all. Kazuki got that goal, obviously, and then I was kind of like you. I was kind of like you, Patrick. Really, I thought, like, man, I don't want to settle on a draw. And then I think the good thing is we still had that urgency to push forward and have a go. And
Yeah.
obviously Corbin, and credit to Xuan, apologies, I butchered the name, but watching the highlights is sort of the ball gets hoofed up by Mandrika, and then I think it goes up. There's a sort of contest for the ball. Xuan comes through and actually sort of gets a play on the ball. Then it runs through to Corbin. Corbin then takes it round, goes to the left, and just sort of basically just lays it off to Carlo. And then he obviously shifted it on his left and then stuck it bottom corner. But it's that sort of thing, those sort of small work effort areas. If Schwinn wasn't there, we don't get that second ball, and that doesn't go through to Corbin, and then Corbin doesn't roll that through to Carlo. So it's those minimal little things that make a big difference. And we wouldn't have won that game if that didn't happen. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to have someone. Fuck, did he score off the left foot? Oh, it's nice to have someone with a left foot on that side. Just put it in
Yeah,
goal.
pretty sure it was watching it. So yeah, it would have been because he went across goal. So he's had it on his right, and then he shifted it to his left, struck it across goal. And I think it's a bit tricky watching it on the replay as well for the keeper. Because obviously when you look at it from the camera and the goal, you got so many bodies on the line. So you probably think, oh yeah, it's going to hit a body, but the problem is you're defending the line. You don't want to get in the way of it because if you fucking get a touch, you're probably going to put that in your own net. And then you're thinking, oh, my keeper will have this. But the problem is he's got about four blokes standing in front of him, so he can't see shit. And that's ultimately, I think, why it went in as well. And it was a fucking good finish regardless. But
And you're right, mate. Got something on your nip. And luckily, Eze didn't touch it as well because he was a mile offside.
well, yeah, I looked at it and I was thinking, shit, I don't know because you got bizarreness there anyway. But then I don't know. It would have been pretty much. It's hard to say, because that angle they showed you from in the goal, it was like it's so hard to state because you don't get proper context of where a line would be. But yeah, but fuck,
And
man,
the feeling in the fever zone of when that last goal went in, what was that like?
fuck. I was just saying to the boys, I was like, it's just good to have that again. Like after last season, it's just you spend so many weeks thinking, fuck, all we want is some decent results and some good football back, and I like without sounding like like, oh yeah, this is all we're gonna get this season. Fuck, it's the first game at home, man, and we've already had limbs in the first game.
Yeah.
Like you can just stand there and you're just sitting there like, oh, fuck, man, you're just like frustration, and you see the boys go forward, and everybody sort of stands up, and then you just see it's funny, because you obviously sort of, and if you watch the replays, you can tell it's really cool actually. You sort of see them strike across goal or have an effort on goal, and you can see the camera and everybody in the background, And then as the ball hits the back of the net and the net ripples, everyone stands up because they've
Yeah.
realised we've scored.
Yeah.
Because obviously when it goes to a crowd of bodies, you can't see shit. So you see it hit the back of the net, and it's just like, yeah. And then like we're jumping up and down. I was standing on a seat to celebrate, and then I ended up, obviously the seats at the stadium tipped back. I ended up falling through it,
Yeah.
and then I stood on it again and fell back over, and it was just. And then Smitty ended up hugging me, and then my mate Todd was fucking just hugging some random bloke, and we all just shirts off straight away, and just it was fucking such good fun. I don't even know how to explain it. Like
No, you can't. You can't.
you
It's
can't. Yeah.
that's the beauty about the football and what keeps you sucked in. Is that those sort of moments. Yeah, it's cool. And like I said, my uncle, he was pretty stoked, as well. But you were telling me before we started recording that you basically predicted that goal and you had your shirt off beforehand.
I think yeah, from memory, I can't remember too much. So basically, we have to wear the bird brain hat or whatever, and I don't know if this is a proper recollection or not because there's so much that happens on a game day. But I had to wear the hat, and from my understanding, I think I had my shirt off early. Like you only take your shirt off with 10 minutes to go if the Knicks are winning. And basically I had my shirt off. I was like, yeah, we're gonna score. Like just completely sort of taking the piss. I wasn't being fully serious. Like, oh yeah, I'll leave it off. We're gonna score. I feel like we're gonna score. And then we ended up fucking scoring anyway. By that point, I'd already put my shirt back on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh yeah, it's because when you take your shirt off, you end up hanging it around your neck, and I just didn't want to hold on to it, so I like just throw it back on, and then we ended up scoring, and it's just so funny. Yeah, you see some of the photos on the Phoenix page and stuff, and I think Kazuki actually put a photo up, and you can see there's one of them actually. I'm standing on the seat with the bird brain hat on. Smitty's like this, like with his top off, fucking going crazy, and then you see me like this, about to fall off the seat. And there's another one where I'm like this, like it's just so funny. Some of the photos are awesome, man. Like
Yeah.
credit to we'll throw a few shout outs actually. Photo Matt Cam does awesome work, eh? There's
Yeah.
some bloody cool photos, and apologies if I get this wrong, bro, but AW Media,
Yeah.
Ashan
Sean, yeah.
Wanasinghe does awesome photos, man. Like some of those are brilliant, bro. I messaged him, I was like, these are sick photos, man. So we can obviously yeah, we can let you guys know. I can definitely touch on it next week, but it's if you type in AW Media, I think it might be.
Yeah.
Go check out some of Ashan's stuff. He does some brilliant photography. So have a look, and he's just got some awesome stuff. Same as Photo Mac and a lot of the other photographers for the club.
And they're all top blokes as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. They're just sound blokes, and they're all true fans, man. Like
True
that's
fans.
that's what I love about it is they just do it because they love doing it and they love the club. So it's a pretty cool way to get a perspective for those boys who have been there since day one and get to live out their dreams and do it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that because for someone who's a fake fan, there was a lot of photos of you cheering and celebrating. You're like a magnet to the camera. You and Smitty.
Uh, you mean they gotta keep the media up somehow, right? With some fake fans. That's the problem. I mean, are we really fake fans if we're in every photo?
I mean, you're loyal as you're already members. Sorry, I just had to have a little quick piss stop. And you managed to find out Ashan's bloody.
Yeah, bro. So it's Ashan is on Instagram under AW. Hang on. Let me go back out and find it. aw.media_NZ. Ashan Wanasinghe. So aw.media_NZ. So if you want to go have a look at some, awesome game day photos, you might even be in some, I definitely go have a look, and if you can support some of his content, you get some bloody cool photos. And I think the only way, if you want photos of yourself at match days and just get some memories as well, it's just cool to bank some memories. The more we support people like, Cam and Ashan and stuff is that's how these guys are going to be able to do what they do and get out these awesome photos for people. So go and support Ashan in there, even if you just like it, share it, repost it, that sort of thing. It all helps, and that's how these boys get publicity and get to do more of what they love. So
Definitely. Great work. Shout, funny, Ace for real doing his shaving thing, doing the what's the
I
Manchester
saw
United guy?
that. I can't remember what his name is, but he's saying he's not going to get a haircut till United go 5 wins in a row.
5 wins
But
or
what
5 unbeaten games? 5 games
I
without
think
losing.
I'm pretty sure it's 5 wins because 5 unbeaten is I don't want to say it's like doable, but it's a lot more. Five
Yeah,
unbeaten's a
but
lot more doable than 5 wins.
Manchester United haven't been that great.
That's the point. That's the point. They've been shit. So he's just like, well, I'm going to do this. Like, but I think what's Ace doing? I don't know. I didn't
So
really see
Ace
it.
is doing the same thing, but I feel as though it's 5 unbeaten. And yeah, because five
He's
five
not
wins in a
shaving
row is
A
fucking
until
tough, man.
that's what I mean, bro. Like 5 wins in a row is hard,
Bro,
but like
I mean, he's only a young fella, so he's probably struggles to bloody grow a full beard, but that's scratchy, man. He actually asked for some advice on how to grow it in these sort of areas here, and I think the best advice I could offer is just rub a bit of bloody semen on it, mate. Good for the skin as well. Helps it grow, a bit of protein. Nah, don't do that. It'd be funny. It'd be funny if he comes back. He's got a full beard. Oh, bro, that's fun. Hey, so we're two games down. Had the draw against Perth. Had the win against Brisbane. Not like previous years. Not the best sort of teams, but still teams that are pretty decent. You know, like Perth with their defensive sort of team. You know, with all their signings and with Caltac and Wooten, they got Taggart and all that sort of stuff. Um, and Brisbane, you know, they got a new coach and whatnot, and they've got some pretty decent players. What are your feelings going towards? You know, it's still early days, big time. But what are your thoughts going forward?
um I think the only tricky thing I would say now is that we don't have Paney. I think that's a massive loss.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Shout out to
think
Tim Payne too. Broken
yeah.
collarbone.
I think Paney's, sort of plays out wide in the back line, and I think when you're playing a high line like we are, I think that's one of your most important positions because you've got to be able to get back and you've got to be able to go forward and transition and get back. So that's a massive loss. But obviously, big ups to Xuan. It's a huge opportunity for him now to sort of step into, not that you're trying to fill somebody else's boots, but it's unfortunate for Paney, but it's also, it's a great opportunity for Xuan to sort of show his worth and I guess for the club in general to sort of show our academy and showcase that. So it'll be interesting. I think we've got a more promising outlook I think at the moment than what we did in last season, which is good. It's good to have a bit of optimism around the club and positivity. Like I say, you want to give it a few more games. I think it's only 2 games. And I'm not saying that we've got lucky because I don't think we have. I think it's all down to performance and, and,
Yeah,
and mentality as well. That's a massive thing. But I think you've got to give it a few more games before you start giving any sort of solid predictions. But I think we look all right. I think there's definitely signs of a very solid side, and I think, yeah, I'm not going to make any predictions too early, but yeah, I think we're looking all right.
yeah. Just also, yeah. So I spoke earlier that I managed to catch up with Xuan Loke, so I'll play that interview now. So yeah, it was cool. Awesome having a chat with Phoenix players. So shout out to the club for giving me the opportunity. Like I said, they wouldn't let you talk to them, mate. They said, no, not that Calvin fella, eh? All right. This is my little chat with Juan. All right, and joining us today on the podcast is Phoenix newbie Xuan Loke. How you going?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Congratulations, mate. Couple of games now for the Phoenix. How you feeling?
No, cheers, man. Yeah, feeling good. Obviously made my debut against Perth, and it was good to follow it with some minutes. Obviously against Brisbane, and we got results in both games, which is what we want. So yeah, just happy that I could help the team, and we mean to go on as getting results wise.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, just yeah, obviously congratulations on the comeback on the weekend. How are the boys feeling after that one?
Oh no, boys are feeling great. Again, it's just continuing momentum. Even from just preseason, you know, I think preseason has helped us really well in preparing for the season ahead, and obviously, getting two results in the first two games is good, and we look forward to Central Coast, and the derby is obviously the weekend after, so the boys are really pumped for that.
Yeah, I bet. Um, just watching the last couple of games, it just kind of seems like we've just kind of got off to sort of slower sort of starts. Is that sort of something you're trying to, absorb a bit of pressure and whatnot, and then build into the game?
I mean, Perth, we knew obviously them being at home, they like to be aggressive in the first maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or even just first half. And yeah, we just knew we had to ride out the pressure. But look, both games we responded really well. Um, it's been, you know, I think it has been a talking point for us to start a bit better, in games, more quality, more composure on the ball. But I mean, ultimately, we got results in both games. So, yeah, I think we're happy. Obviously, looking to improve every single game, and yeah, I do think that is a area we can improve. So we'll look to do that in the following games.
Yeah, yeah, and it kind of like once you guys got settled, from my point of view, we looked to be on top of the game, and then we just kind of leaked that goal, right before halftime.
Yeah, I mean, um, games are like that sometimes. I
Yeah,
believe both games. Well, we're talking about Brisbane, but in the Brisbane game, we dominated. I believe most of the game. It's just unfortunate that one ball over the top, like over the top of our high line, uh, cost us. But ultimately, we should have dealt with it. That was within our control, which is a good thing. It's good to have things within your control. And the system allows us to be uh, on the front foot and have most of the variables covered. So, yeah, it's a mistake on our part. Mistakes happen, but we're going to try to fix it for the following games.
yeah, and so back to back comebacks now. First the draw, then the win. What's given the team the belief, and the fight backs?
Um, I just think we have great characters in the team and great leadership as well. Um, I feel like the team always believes that we're in a game, no matter what the result is, because of the way that we play, because of the people that we have, the characters we have. So it's just a good place to be in, knowing that you can always, get a result out of a game, no matter what the score is. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in character. Like I'm a chippy, and even sometimes, when you're employing someone as a builder, you're not looking at sort of their skill set; it's almost their character in a way, because you're spending a lot of time with these guys, and just building from that, and building a good team with people with good character. No, I'm a full believer in that. It's good.
Yeah. No, for sure, for sure. It's a big part of why I believe we can be successful this season.
Yeah, nice. It's good to see. It's good to see a bit of belief. It's great. It's giving us fans hope as well.
Nah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I think last season wasn't as good as we thought we could be. But I truly do believe that this year the vibe around the team is really good. We're all hard workers. We're all trying to learn as much as possible as a team and improve as much as a team before every single match. So I think that if we keep our processes that we have in place right now, we're going to have a very exciting season.
Yeah. What was said at halftime? We seem to come out of that second into that second half. Pretty much, our backs. Well, I wouldn't say our backs are against the wall, but we definitely had a lot more fight.
Yeah, obviously conceding quite late in the half was not ideal,
No.
but I think Chief got into us, Roofs got into us, and the message was, it got across to the team, and I think that's why we came out, all guns blazing in the second half.
Yeah, nice. And so, personal opportunity for you. I mean, you don't want to wish injuries on anyone really, but
No,
it seemed to have
absolutely not.
it's
Absolutely not. No.
it seems to have given you a bit of an opportunity. How do you approach that?
I mean, first and foremost, like, Payne is a teammate to me, and he's
Yeah,
a great mentor to me as well. He's
yeah,
giving me advice in training, outside training, and just overall like a really good role model for me to look up to. And yeah, it was really sad to see him go out like that, especially the position that he's in, both at the club and international as
Yeah.
well. But look, I have a job to do, which is to help the team win, and I'll fill whatever role Chiefy wants me to do, whether that's starting, whether that's on the bench. My job is to do my best that I can do, that I can to help the team win, basically. So that starts with trying to improve as much as possible in training over the next week and prepare for Mariners.
Yeah, nice. But also, so another personal one, yeah, the Wrexham game. How was that one for you?
Oh, Wrexham was great. Um, Even just for like, because I was part of the reserves team not too long ago, and obviously they got the winning goal. So to be around them and to celebrate with them on such a big occasion was, like it was really, really special for me to see those boys step up to that occasion and succeed. So it was, yeah, obviously good because it was the start of our preseason as a first team and we held our own against Wrexham. But to also see my like good mates, perform at that level was also very, very, very cool to watch.
Back to the culture. The culture looks unreal. It was pretty, some unreal footage of the boys in the change rooms after the game, getting around Carlo and whatnot. It seems pretty special.
No, obviously, when you get a win like that, you have to celebrate. And I think because all of us are, really good people and good mates with each other, we developed pretty good connection over preseason. Again, leading uh, into the A League season. So we're all really happy for Carlo. Also happy for Kazu. Obviously getting his goal as well. But look, we celebrate. We celebrate as a team. And yeah, hopefully we can again bring this momentum through to the rest of the season that we've started.
Coming through the academy and you're making the step up into the first team, who has helped you the most through that transition? And what has that transition been like?
Who's helped me the most? I mean, many players have helped me. It's very difficult to put a finger on just one. Um, Look, last season, those that aren't with us anymore, with Scotty and Bally, were unbelievable with me. Um, yeah, last year, Kazu's like a big brother to me. Honestly, he's really, really good with me. But Roos Paney, really good. Like Hide's really good with me. Like it's hard to put a finger on just one person. I think that's credit to the culture as well. Josh Oloyemi is really good with me as well. There's multiple people who I can learn off and who are mentors to me. But in terms of coming through that transition from the academy to the first team, obviously it's a step up in quality. Even signing the contract in December, you're now paid um to deliver on the weekend. It's a different responsibility than in the academy. But uh, my job is just again to learn as much as possible, improve as much as possible, so I can be on the pitch and help the team win.
Yeah, nice. You represented New Zealand at the Under-20 World Cup, and now you're getting regular minutes for the first team. 2025 has really kicked off for you. And it just feels like your time. What's been the highlight so far this year?
This year, I think definitely scoring against Egypt.
Yeah, nice.
That was that was a big moment for me. Especially having my dad in the stand as well. That was really special. And that under 20 team as well. It's like a special group of lads. So to share that moment with them as well was really special. But hopefully there's better things to come this season. And yeah, just looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice. And also, just quickly, one of the youngsters in the teams, do all the older boys do any rookie jobs, team rituals, carrying the gear, say at the front of the bus, is there any sort of like rituals for the rookies coming in?
I mean, I think you just named named the two that we normally do. Yeah. I think yeah, we carry bags like on the plane, stuff like that. We do the bottles. Um, but I mean, it's nothing, too out of the normal. Like we have to earn our stripes, So yeah, I'll be a young boy until further notice.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a few of you guys though.
Yeah, for sure. Now that I'm 20, yeah, I mean, there are definitely people who are younger than me, but it's part of it.
It
It's
is,
fun.
yeah, absolutely. It's all part of it. We've all been kind of through it. Yes, thanks once again for jumping on, bro. We really do appreciate it, and best of luck for the rest of the season too. We're all sort of in good spirits again, and we're definitely rooting for you guys every week.
No, I appreciate that, man. Our fan support is really important to us, so yeah, I really appreciate that.
Sweet, cheers, one. Appreciate it, bro.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Um, yeah. So no, it was cool talking to him, man. Like, he's pretty down to earth and whatnot, and also pretty positive and also relishing his opportunity as well.
I guess that's what I have a lot of I guess respect day for a lot of the Phoenix boys. As I think a lot of them are pretty down to earth, like um I obviously, I'm 25 years of age. I'm not going to go up and ask them for a photo or signature, but a lot of these boys, if and a lot and all the ladies team are bloody brilliant with it
Yeah,
as well. With a lot of the young kids, and that is, you go to a game, they're always out there making time for the fans. They're always taking time to sign autographs, take photos, and they spend a lot of time with them. And I think credit as well, to touch on it, is a massive credit to a lot of our young players. Like prime example from personal experience, but other things as well. When we went over to Melbourne, when we played the Victory and we ended up losing 1-0, I think some of the first people to come over to the away bay and shake everybody's hand and sort of clap and appreciate everybody was a lot of the young boys. And I think that's it's really good to see that you've got that being instilled for a lot of these academy boys. They've got their feet pretty well planted on the ground, and that's what you want. You want people to be level-headed, and it's just it's a very small gesture, but it
yeah.
shows a lot of respect, and I think everyone appreciates it. So I just wanted to, big ups to the academy boys and everybody who makes time for the fans. I think they understand realistically it's 5 seconds of their time, but it means a lot more to kids. Like if I was a 10-year-old kid and I wanted a photo with the next player, that's going to make my week, whereas to
Mm.
them it takes 2 seconds of their time, but that's why, it's so important for them to do it, which they do. So
Yeah, or even like yeah, it's even for us adults as well. It's awesome. Please, can I have your autograph? Nah, I do that for the kids. I don't ask for autographs. My kids love it. They get involved with that sort of stuff, and all the players that have signed their flags and whatnot. But it's funny, like young people. David Ball, for an old bloke, he was the most down to earth person ever. He was the first guy that I ever kind of sort of spoke to in the Phoenix.
yeah, yeah. I think Ballie's always been a top guy, eh? Like you ask
Mm.
anybody around the club, he's got so much respect earned from and you're not just given respect, you earn it.
Yeah,
And he's got so much respect from everybody at the club, eh? I think just the way he is with fans, what he's done for the club, his mindset, um, with how things sort of dissipated at the club towards the end. I don't know the ins and outs, like I touched on the very first podcast I was in, but he dealt with it in such a professional manner.
yeah.
Like there's other players who would have, in various situations, he would have thrown the toys out the pram and packed a hissy about it. He was so professional about it, put it to the side, focused on the club first, and just was just very, very decent about it, which I guess just shows why he's had such a long and successful career. So I think you ask most people, or pretty much anybody who's a Phoenix supporter, and they would say David Ball's definitely a legend of the club. So, and he always will be. So yeah.
Let's hope he I'm not saying come back to the club, but come back to Wellington. I think he will.
Hopefully, well, he's still got his coaching set up, I think,
Yeah.
at NZCIS in some capacity, but obviously I think he's over. I don't know where he is now. I think he was playing for Apologies if I'm wrong. No, it wasn't Braintree. I don't know. I don't.
Is that
But
like Red
it
Cliff
was.
or like Red? I think there's turned off, mate.
Cut me short.
Like Red Cliff? Red Cliff?
Can't remember. Yeah, I think you're not too far off.
Like a national league sort of.
Yeah, Vanarama National League.
Yeah.
You brushing your teeth with Fireball?
Always, bro. That's all I do. I got fire breath. Central Coast this weekend. Over in Central Coast. Fuck. That is one away trip I'd really like to do, just for its pure like location. Really, just looks amazing. They're a team that everyone's sort of written off this year. They had a good win against Newcastle, who I think are pretty hot dogs. And then they lost.
Nah, no, sorry, they lost to Sydney. Yeah, I was thinking of the
Yeah.
Jets. I was getting mucked around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they won their first game in the
Mhm.
F3 derby. I think that's one of those games. Tide turns could have gone the other way. I think
Yeah.
probably Jets probably deserved that game personally, but hey, that's what happens. That's what sometimes you got to step up in big moments like Redmayne did. They lost to Sydney. I think Sydney were definitely the better team against the Mariners, although the Mariners looked pretty solid. I'd take a draw. I mean, obviously, I don't want to. I'd much rather prefer a win, and I think that'll put us in massive stead for setting up a good start to the season. Typically, we're pretty slow starters. I think when we've had pretty solid seasons, we've always gone, fuck, we had a pretty slow first 5 games, and that's what sort of bottomed us out of getting to the top of the table and things like that. But yeah, and just to touch on it, separate. I was gonna go to I was gonna do Mariners away for the grand final, but fuck you, Kermy and Leisha and Bergs, you dogs, all of you victory assholes, beating us in the semi-final. So I had to get I had to get a refund on my pre-booked tickets. So that's to you. But it's
Yeah.
good to see you boys got to go enjoy it. Not that you've
So
been there 1,000 times anyway.
hang on. So you jinxed it. You'd already
I
pre-booked
didn't
ticket.
I didn't jinx it. So what happened is basically I put in leave every year at my work for the day before and after the weekend of the grand final. So I do it every year in case the Phoenix make it. And it's more so it's probably not going to happen, right, realistically, but you've got to have it in place in case it gets down to a week before and then you can't get leave. You're not going to be able to. It's just not
Yeah.
possible. So what I did when we'd made the semi, and we drew 0-0 away in Melbourne, was I booked flights, but I had it on, I think, Qantas refundable. So basically you pay an extra like $100 and you can just get a refund anyway. But it was quite lucky. Well, I think I ended up only losing about $30, but for what it would have cost if I had to buy them outright on the day of the game versus having pre-booked it, I ended up saving, had we made the final, about $400.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't care that you get your refund, mate. You booked the flights before the game even existed. That's a jinx.
Nah, that's people do that all the time, man. Like, I've got,
Yeah.
because it's too expensive, bro. It's way too expensive. Like that's the thing. Like, if it was accessible, sweet as, but it's too expensive, bro. Like,
it is. It's way. It's a robbery. And it's the same thing with I mean, for me up here in the Auckland Derby in Wellington, the prices are just fucking huge. You know, so yeah, it's a bit hard for me to get down. And like I said,
they can
I've
they
done
can
the
afford
derbies.
to pay it though. That's
Hey?
no issue for them. That's no issue for them. They just get Foley to pay for it.
Yeah, well, hopefully he can pay for me to go down too. The women's season kicks off this weekend. Unfortunately, the Knicks aren't playing, so they got their first game next week against Canberra, don't they?
Yeah. Touching on the women's as well. I don't know if you saw it, Paddy, but I actually you're just gonna that free kick. Fuck, what a goal, man! Holy shit! I saw that today and I was like, fucking what a goal. It was Samba scored against for the Nepalese women's national team against, I think, India today.
India.
Fuck, what a goal, man! Holy shit! I was
Yeah.
like,
Do that for
that's
the
an
Knicks,
insane
please.
free kick. Yeah.
Do that for the
What
Knicks,
a goal,
please.
man!
Yeah.
I don't think there's a single person who saw that goal that would not be like, that's an incredible strike. So
Yeah.
I think,
It just seemed to
that's
just
good
keep
signs.
gathering more speed as it got towards the goal.
Yeah, and it's literally like run along the roof of the net. Like,
Yeah. One thing I wanted to talk about last week before we wrap it up is so we played in was it our third away kit, our third kit, that the greeny white kit.
so the green and white one is the away kit. The
Yeah.
black and yellow one is the secondary away kit. So I think
Okay.
that's to avoid clashes, which means we're always going to play at home. We're always going to play at home in our home kit, which we didn't last season.
Yeah.
I think that's
Okay.
what it is, to my understanding. So
Cool.
the green and white, or the green and cream, is the away. The black and yellow is the secondary away in case we come into a clash. So you probably won't see that as much. Although I think that personally is nicer than the white and green
Oh,
one. But
mate.
they're all
My
sick
personal
kits.
opinion is that black and yellow kit is fucking one of my favorite kits. I love it. I love it. I want to get my hands on it. But the green I liked. I felt as though when they took the photos of the men and the woman were in the green shorts, and the men were in the white shorts. I feel as though the green shorts would have been better.
Yeah, and I guess it adds that extra element, especially
Yeah.
when you've got like predominantly, you've got green accents with white shirt. It looks way better with the green shorts, but hey, like it is what it is.
Yeah. Fuck. What was it? Well, there was one other thing I was going to fucking talk about. Oh,
It's all right, Patty. You're getting old.
yeah, bro. Because I don't fucking jot shit down, bro. I'm useless. Just so back to our game, the atmosphere, right? And you call me after the game, and I appreciate you fucking calling me too. By the way, I really do love it because I miss out. I'm up here. I'm stuck up here. I really want to be at the home games. All you guys, I see all you guys in the crowds, and then you call me after the game, and I answer the phone. Like, hang on, I'll get my phone. I answer the phone like this, and then basically I didn't realize because I'm an old bugger. You were talking. It was a video call. And you were looking at my ear the whole time, for fuck's sake.
Because I was trying to like talk to you, but it was like, fuck this. And you're a numpty, bro. I'm sitting there on video call trying to talk to you, and you
Yeah.
got it up to your fucking ear. I'm like, what are you doing?
Bro, it's like my so I'm going to do a reverse thing. So my kids are used to doing the video talk, but if you ring them, they're sitting there talking to the phone like this, and it's like, I can't hear you. Put it up to your ear, for fuck's sake. But yeah, no, I appreciate you. I appreciate the video call. It was good. I felt a little bit of part of everything.
What we'll have to do is we'll have to do the during the COVID, we'll have to get you fucking get an iPad in the fever with your head on there, like my head on the TV, and we can have you
Like
sitting
in
in
the
the
NBA.
fever. Yeah, like the digital heads.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just get
And
Ethan feeding me Fireball through the digital.
and then we can put the bird brain on the iPad, and when we've had enough of you, we just fucking turn it off, get rid of you.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I fucking love it. All right, let's wrap that up. Everything's pretty positive on our end. We're feeling really great for the season. Big game against Central Coast this weekend.
Yeah, 7 p.m. on Sunday. So those of you who want to tune in, obviously, all you mad rooters will know what time the game is
Fucking
anyway.
mad readers, everyone is.
You'll all know what time the game is. But nah, fuck, looking forward to it. Hopefully the boys can put in the shift. It'll be interesting. Seeing how we adjust without Paney there. But be good to see. It'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully we can, at least take a form of a result away. And then next week we'll be back in with the main man Jackson himself, previewing the game against third time's the charm FC, and hopefully fourth time's the charm for us because I'm sick of losing to those pricks. So
That's
we'll
right.
have to wait and see.
That's right. We got Jackson on next week as we build up for the derby. But first we've got to get through this bloody Central Coast. So yeah, looking forward to it. Anyway, thanks, Calvin, mate. We'll see you next week, mate. Up
Will
the
do.
fucking Knicks.
Up the Knicks.